If you find yourself looking for free videos around the Miami Dolphins on YouTube, look no further. We are the fastest growing YouTube channel around, your Miami Dolphins. So before I get into today's video about news and rumors, and before I talk about Mel Kiper's latest mock draft, I want you to seriously look underneath the video, click that big red button that says subscribe, and that way you're not missing anything the entire offseason. Miami Dolphins today, Mitchell Rentz from Chat Sports, and we're going to be breaking down today's latest news and rumors. We're going to kick the show off with a nice little re-sign here by Miami. They're going to be bringing back Elandon Roberts on a 2-year deal. The details to that contract have yet to be announced. He missed 5 games last season due to a knee, but I don't really want to look at the games that he missed. I want to really concentrate on the 11 games that he started. Now, sure, he played his first 4 seasons with the New England Patriots. He has that connection with Brian Flores, no doubt about it. But I'll tell you what, when he was on the football field, this dude absolutely balled out. 61 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 9 tackles for loss, a forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. One of the biggest reasons why I'll say that I thought Miami's defense took a step back as soon as Roberts went down was for the simple fact of the pass rush slowed down, their ability to be able to cover slowed down, their ultimate just ability to get after the quarterback really slowed down. And also Miami, they were one of the top teams in football that would pin their ears back and try to get after the quarterback. Why? They had extra depth to be able to do that. Losing Roberts hurt, but I am excited that they were able to get him back on a 2-year deal. So be honest with me here. What was your one-word reaction to when you found out that Elandon Roberts re-signed with the Miami Dolphins on a 2-year deal? I'll say deserved. I thought he deserved a new contract because, again, in 11 games, 61 tackles, 9 tackles for a loss. My one-word reaction is deserved. Let's go to my dude, Mack Hollins, and if you haven't watched the show in a while, you might think that we're back here in the 70s, but no, Mack Hollins re-signed in 2021. This deal was announced on Tuesday. If y'all remember Hollins, he was signed off waivers in 2019, and has kind of been up and down with this football team. He's been on the practice squad. Last season, you got to see a lot more of him for the simple fact of Albert Wilson opt out, Allen Hurns opt out, but the real storyline is this. If you're a Dolphins fan, you're like, man, we got to get some more talent there at the wide receiver position. Well, guess what? That's exactly what they're doing. They currently have 12. Let me repeat that. 12 wide receivers on the current roster. That is absolutely mind-blowing. But you know what? Hollins wasn't the only receiver that the Dolphins signed on Tuesday. Shout out to my man Kai Locksley here, who they also brought in, a good athlete that played quarterback at UTEP. Miami must have an affiliation or must have a thing for college quarterbacks and then bring them in and convert them into wide receivers. Malcolm Perry from Navy, he played 4 years quarterback at Navy. He is now a wide receiver. Sure, in the triple option, but still a good athlete. Lynn Bowden Jr., he played a little bit of quarterback at Kentucky for the simple fact of Kentucky started calling up me. They were calling up you asking, hey, can you throw the football? Can you play? Luckily, Lynn Bowden Jr. was just an incredible athlete, had over 1,400 rushing yards. But when you look at Locksley, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions all the way back in 2019. And in 2018 at UTEP, I think he had 3 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He didn't play in 2020. He went undrafted, which doesn't ultimately surprise me. It's really hard to be able to find a fit for a guy who was a quarterback and then you try to convert him to a wide receiver. But at age 24, I wanted to be able to put him here on this depth chart, but maybe we have to make a new graphic around here that shows 12 wide receivers. But I think the writing would be so small, I might even have to wear glasses, not just my father. But the thing that I wanted to really hit here is they went out, they signed Will Fuller, and now it's going to be DeVante Parker. It's going to be Will Fuller, obviously, is your 1 and 2. I'm just going to throw in Jakeem Grant as the slot. You can also absolutely put in a guy like Preston Williams. They got some big dudes there. There's no doubt about that. and you can't forget about the tight end, Mike Gesicki. This Miami Dolphins the Miami Dolphins offense is starting to go a lot more fun. So I just showed you the wide receiver depth chart there. Obviously, I couldn't show you all 12 names. I don't have the ability to do it. So how would you rate the Dolphins wide receiver depth chart as it stands right now? 1, it's the worst wide receiver unit you've ever seen in your entire life. 100, it's the greatest unit you've ever seen in your entire life. I'll tell you what. I'm somewhere around like a solid 70. I still want them to be able to see another like solid option in the slot or another player like Preston Williams. If Williams can live up to his hype, no reason why this thing couldn't be bumped up to an 80 or an 85. Now, today's show is presented by BetUS. If y'all want to go ahead and bet on March Madness, I'm telling you what, it's been an absolutely crazy March, but I'm glad that it's back. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Dolphins125. It gets you 125% deposit bonus. Now, why would you go ahead and do it? I don't know about you. I don't have a favorite college basketball team. And if I can put an extra $5, $10 down on a game, dude, I'm glued to that screen for 4 hours. Somebody find me any place in the entire world right now where I can spend $10 and have the time of my life for 4 hours. Good luck. So, what are you going to do this weekend? Now, you know what? Not even the weekend. Do it right now. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Dolphins125, 125% deposit bonus. What does it mean? Deposit $100. You get $125 to bet with. Let me know who you got winning it all. I got Gonzaga. All right, Dolphin fans, now we're about to get into Mel Kiper's mock draft reaction. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be breaking down the top 2 picks that the Dolphins have in this year's draft and ultimately give you the reason why Mel decided to go that route and then give you my 2 cents on it. So you're going to see this come up here real quick. You're going to see at number 3, you're like, wait a minute. That ain't the Dolphins. You are 100% right. In this mock draft, Mel had Carolina trading up to number 3. Miami went down to 8. But I'm going to say this. Shame on you, Mel. If you're going to do trades, you got to give me what the trade is. You can't just say Carolina's trading up to number 3. That's not how it works here. If this trade were to actually happen, you're probably going to be exchanging first-round picks, so 8 for 3. You're going to have to throw in Carolina's second-round pick of 39, and maybe the Carolina Panthers' first-round pick next year. That's probably the route you're going to have to go, and if not, it's definitely a second-round pick next year. But, Mel, you can do better. So let's go to pick number 6 here. Jamar Chase, wide receiver, off the board. Okay, DeVonta Smith at number 7. So this is where it gets interesting, right? Because now the Dolphins, they're on the clock. And with the 8th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins are going to pick, well, I'm going to let you decide. Go down in the comments section and let me know. Seeing the way that the board fell, 4 quarterbacks in the top 4, then you had Kyle Pitts, DeVonta Smith, Jamar Chase off the board. Who do you think the Dolphins would pick at number 8? Mel Kiper's going to go at Jaylen Waddle, wide receiver out of Alabama. We've sat here and talked about DeVonta Smith. Well, what about the other Alabama receiver? And I mean, he was outproducing Smith before his ankle injury. This guy offers some big game breaking speed. And if you want your comp to Tyreek Hill, this is the guy that I literally think that Jaylen Waddle could be the next Tyreek Hill. That's how talented he is. He tried to play at the national championship game. You could just see that he wasn't healthy. I'm going to at least tip my cap to him and say, you know what, man, I respect the play. But why ultimately did Kiper think that drafting Waddle at 8 made sense? You reunite Waddle with his former college quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. Adding Will Fuller in free agency shouldn't put Miami out of the running for a wide receiver with its top pick. Fuller got only a 1-year deal. And this team needs to add playmakers around Tagovailoa for 2021 and beyond. A top 3 of Fuller, Waddle, and DeVante Parker would be one of the NFL's best, and each of them could take the top off a defense. Waddle is the best deep threat in this stellar class. The Dolphins also could address their front 7 here and use the number 18 pick on a wideout. My only thing is this, Mel. I like Jaylen Waddle. No disrespect to him whatsoever, but I find it very, very hard to believe with what just happened with Isaiah Wilson, that you don't see them going out and taking Penei Sewell. And in fact, in this mock draft, the Minnesota Vikings, they traded up from 14 to go get Penei Sewell. Like, he's the best offensive tackle out there, and if you could have Tua, protect his blind side, That's a little bit more important to me than going out and getting your third wide receiver. I love Waddle, no disrespect, but I would have went Penei Sewell. Let's now go through 11 through 15 here because the Dolphins, they got another pick coming up at 18. Is there going to be another trade? Hey, wait and find out. But you had Caleb Farley at 12, Rashawn Slater at 13, Parsons 14, Mac Jones at 15. Let's now go to the Arizona Cardinals. They're on the clock. They're going to go with J.C. Horn from South Carolina. Jamin Davis is going to go to the Las Vegas Raiders, and a bit of a surprise pick there. So once again, the Miami Dolphins, you are on the clock. Who are you going to go with at pick number 18 if you're Brian Flores? If you're sitting there in the war room, who would you end up going with? You've seen the way that the board has fell. Go down in the comments and let me know. Mel Kiper believes that they would go with Jaelan Phillips, defensive end from the U. He didn't play in 2019 due to concussion issues. He started his college career at UCLA, was a 5-star prospect, a very, very talented dude, no doubt about that. But he actually thought about retiring from college football due to those concussion issues. Kiper also said this about Phillips. He could actually be the best edge in the 2021 class. This is a player that also got better the more and more he played edge, especially down the last half of the season. I mean, 5.5 sacks over his last 3 games. 8 sacks in total, 9.5 tackles for loss, and an interception. And at 6'5", 266 pounds, I'm telling you what, if he could stay healthy, going to be a very, very good asset, especially on a defense that can play 3-4 or 4-3. So why did Mel go with Phillips at 18? When I look at this roster, I don't see many holes. This team is going to contend for the AFC East title again next season. Since I gave Miami a wide receiver at number 8, let's address the pass rush with Phillips, a former 5-star prospect who thrived in 2020 at Miami after transferring from UCLA. He had 5.5 sacks in his final 3 games, really catching the eyes of NFL scouts. If you're talking about a pure pass rusher, he might be the best in the entire 2021 class. He'll need some time to become a complete edge defender, but he is going to get to the quarterback in a hurry. Now, I like the pick of Waddle. I like the pick of Phillips. It's not the route I would have gone personally, but at the end of the day, you know what? I'm glad that I can react to it, and I hope y'all are doing the exact same thing. So one more time here, I want you to grade Kiper's mock draft. Remember, they traded pick 3. They went down to pick 8. It'd be a lot easier to give a grade if I knew what the trade was, Mel. But you didn't do that for me. It's all good. So in a glass half full, half empty, I'm not sure if that's the right phrase, Jaylen Waddle at number 8, Jaelan Phillips at 18. Go down in the comments and let me know A, B, C, D, or F.